Hey everybody, my name is Yyanthire. So I'm going to start off this video by beginning with the next area. This is going to be the Twin Matostas lair. For this next boss, I'm actually going to have the Flame Matostas, not necessarily repeated, but duplicated as like a twin boss fight. So you'll be fighting two at the same time, and they're going to be having some healing magic with them. As part of this, I'm going to start designing the area, and I already kind of have an idea for it right now. I want to have some Matostas just kind of like hiding in the, essentially almost in the bushes. As you can see here, I set up a bunch of little grass around them and then shoved them back in the little corner where you can't really walk, but you'll be able to ambush you. I think this will be a cool little element to the exploring this area. So as you kind of fight through the area, you gotta fight through all these little Matostas and stuff. As you can see, let me go ahead. So here we are zoomed out. As you can see here, this is the Fire Gargoyle boss fight. And so when you take a right over here, you kind of come up through here, and there's some more enemies to fight. There's a bunch of resources to gather over here, a handful of more enemies. Then you start to kind of make your way up here and around all these big mountains. You kind of fight your way through all here, and so you got some ambushing enemies. As you can see, I got a couple right here, and then there's some more up here. So you sort of fight your way through this whole area and kind of come through this long narrow pathway until eventually you reach right here, and then this is going to be where the boss fight is. And then of course the reward for the boss fight is going to be the lesser heal spell, and you're going to be having, as long as you played the game essentially as intended, because I imagine coming up to this area right after you just ran past this boss would be pretty tough without any sort of the power-ups that you'll get from this boss, or the main Matostas boss as well. So you'll essentially, at least my intention is, you'll have the lesser fireball, and you'll have 2 units to kind of help you fight through this whole area. And so really this whole area is just sort of about you trying to learn and play and test out the double unit control, which should be a little bit similar to single unit control, but you get the added extra element of just 1 more unit to kind of mess around with. So I'll go ahead and finish setting all of this up and let you guys know from there. Alright, as an additional reward for slaying the Twin Matostas, I decided to add in the second resource, water. I think I set up a cool little bubble going on here that's pretty unique and iconic to see, like the nature kind of is, and you can of course destroy it. Let's go ahead and do that. And destroying it gives you some water resources, so I'll probably tone this down a little bit, but that's the essentially almost like a hidden reward. I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with water in the demo. However, in the rest of the game, as you remember from the 2D version, there's going to be uses of water and whatnot, just like there's uses of nature. And then of course into the further resources, we'll have a few more after this. So I'll essentially have these resources tucked away back here, so while the fight's gonna go on about right here, as soon as you're done with them, you can kind of start to come back here. There's a couple nature resources you can destroy right here, and then you'll be able to get back here and destroy these to get some water. So now allow me to begin describing the next 2 bosses, the Twin Flame Matostas, Sirena and Sylphus. These 2 bosses are going to have 2 sets of spells, so a Encircling Flame, which is what Saurus was using, and then a healing variant of that. So let's kind of go in here and at least grab them out. I turned them on and made them so that they're usable on my player unit here for testing purposes. So let's go ahead and toss them in there. So Encircling Heal is going to be Sirena's. So essentially the boss design is going to be Sylphus is like the damage dealer but has a weak healing spell, and Sirena is the healer but has some weak damage. So the design is more to defeat Sirena first and then fight Sylphus after when he's not getting healed anymore. So let's throw these spells on here. We have Encircling Heal. Next one, Greater Encircling Flame. So a stronger version of the Encircling Flame, which is Saurus' spell. Lesser Encircling Flame, this is going to be Sirena's, so a weak version of Saurus' spell. And the last one, Weak Encircling Heal, and this one's essentially just going to be just like the Encircling Flame. Both these healing spells are, except instead of for dealing damage, they're going to be healing. I don't want the healing to be too strong, because I feel like the healing can start to out-heal what the player can deal damage-wise, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and we're going to cast the first one. This is going to be Sirena's Encircling Flame. Let's cast it on ourselves and see how much damage it deals. Actually, I'll zoom out so you can see the fireballs. I gave some unique fireballs different from Saurus' fireballs. See them all coming down. So these bright white, and just 2 of them, and they deal like just a little bit of damage, about 30% of the unit's HP. Let's go ahead and cast a healing spell. So this is going to be Sirena's healing spell. As you can see, we're at 83 about. And here comes the healing. We're back up to full. Let's actually damage ourselves again, because I'm going to go ahead and use Sylphus's healing spell. And since the cast times are so long, I can just cast it again. So let's now cast Sylphus's healing spell. As you can see, we're at about 70-ish. Comes the healing. Looks a little bit different. Doesn't heal too much, about 10%. And then Sylphus's attack. So with Surus, Surus essentially had to hit you twice with the same spell to kill you. Sylphus just needs to hit you this one time, as long as you get hit by all 4 of these fireballs, as you can see. So that's the current design. So these, as you can imagine, these are just going to be raining down everywhere as you're fighting the bosses with your 2 units, but that's the current design plan. Let's go ahead and integrate them onto the 2 new bosses. So it's going to be a dual fight, and see how that plays out. So as part of the design, in order to unlock Lesser Heal, you'll have to kill both of the Flame Matostas. So let's go ahead and come on over here. As you can see here, we got both of them sitting here. I set them all both to 1 HP. Let's try and go ahead and kill one of them. As you can see, they're kind of going enraged right now since they're so low on health, but went ahead and killed one of them. And now we haven't got the Lesser Heal yet, but as soon as I kill this foe, let's wait for it to cast. Killed. We got a nice little message saying we just killed that boss, and then also got Lesser Heal. So now we can heal anything. So I'm just doing some minor testing on the boss. I think I'm getting what I'm wanting. Right now I'm just attacking Sirena. As you can see, Sylphus is trying to heal her, but doesn't heal too much. Sirena's healing can of course only heal herself, so I'm just kind of going in here. Only got a single unit, and I only have Mystic Bolt, but I think this is pretty good. There's nothing too hectic or crazy about the boss, which is kind of a preference technically for this one. It's still an early game boss, so I kind of want the player just to be used to movement, used to using their 2 units, and all that kind of stuff, and just kind of overall learning the game. The dodging's pretty easy on this boss, as you can kind of see. Let's go ahead, I'm just going to deal some more damage. They're technically close enough together I can start hitting both of them. I'll just kind of start casting on the middle of them. But each Mystic Bolt's dealing about 5%, and as you can imagine, if I had a second unit with lesser Fireball, this boss would be killed pretty quickly. So I'll see if I want to at least just like buff their health or something like that, but for now I think this is kind of okay. So really this boss is just a lot of paying attention, just making sure you don't accidentally wind up walking into one of these spells. It's nothing too complicated. So pretty soon I'm about to have Sirena killed off. About 3 more hits. So hopefully I should be able to get it in between the next healing cycle. Other healing cycle is about 20 seconds. 20-25 seconds. So plenty enough time to deal enough damage. So now Sylphus is just going to be healing himself and then casting spells. I didn't really feel like Sirena's low HP cycle was anything too crazy. Just kind of like, it felt like normal casting, so I might bump that up and bump some minor things up, but I think the boss is doing okay. Nice kind of chill-ish boss, which everything's about to change. In the next 2 bosses, everything's going to get quite a bit more complicated, so it'll like calm before the storm kind of fight. Oh, about to run into that one. So I'll have to put these enemies in their area. I just threw them in the middle of the map for testing right now, but with that and then a couple extra enemies that are surrounding it, should be a pretty cool little fight. definitely like the fact that you can pretty much come in here with one unit and a Mystic Bolt and try and kill him. Here comes the desperation phase. Oh, he out-healed it, but it'll be here in about one hit. There we go. He's casting super fast now. About 2 more hits should kill him. Try and take some damage here. There we go. Cool. Killed him. Got our healing spell. Killed the twin flame Matostas. Let's heal ourselves as a victory. Nice. Alright, so that should end off this vlog. In the next one, I'm actually going to do an entire playthrough of the twin Matostas lair and fight these 2 bosses along with it. So look forward to that.